Now, I think it's pretty safe to say that the future of the Star Wars franchise seems to be quite expansive, not just with their books, novels, comics, and video games, but also, let's not forget about their new Star Wars TV shows, their new Star Wars movies in the works, as we know, and of course, what Jon Favrerau, Dave Filoni, and George have to offer when it comes to providing authentic Star Wars material moving ahead. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, one thing about Kathleen Kennedy is that we know that over the years, ranging from, all the way back to 2015 to most recent in the beginning of 2020, before she lost her creative power over at Lucasfilm when Bob Chapek took over as the new Disney CEO earlier this year, we saw a great shift within the franchise when Bob Chapek really took control. We have seen what they did with The Mandalorian Season 2, we have seen what they are doing with the Kenobi series, and the return of Hayden Christensen in multiple projects. Things really are shaping up. I mean, let's not forget about Ahsoka Tano in live-action form by Rosario Dawson. That also was a great thing by casting her as the actual character. A lot of work is being poured into this new universe that is just giving the fans hope about what's to come. Now, this new universe, by the way, is really going to ramp up next year in 2021 with, of course, the Book of Boba Fett, the Bad Batch, the filming of the Kenobi series, as well as production moving forward for the Ahsoka Tano show and others. Now, 2022 is going to be the biggest year when it comes to releases. That's where a lot of fans are going to be overwhelmed with Star Wars material. However, what's really intriguing has all to do with Kathleen Kennedy and exactly her stance on the structure of Star Wars. Now, given that The Mandalorian Season 2 is finished, Disney and Lucasfilm are focused on their new projects for the future of the universe and more. It's described, however, that behind the scenes, Lucasfilm's Kathleen Kennedy is holding a great regret for what she did to Star Wars, and is sorry for handling the Star Wars franchise so poorly with the sequel trilogy movies. It's described that Kathleen Kennedy regrets hiring director Rian Johnson for The Last Jedi, since it truly affected her creative power within the Star Wars universe, and that Kathleen Kennedy is also very sorry and regretful for how she treated the character of Luke Skywalker both in The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker. Kennedy is said to be jealous over Jon Favrerau's treatment of Luke, of all the praise that he is getting for how he respected the character of Skywalker, and that Kennedy regrets her actions of poorly handling the sequel trilogy movies, as well as Solo: A Star Wars Story performing so badly at the box office and how she was directly responsible for that. Now, Kennedy is described to be very frustrated over losing her creative power, and that she is doing everything in her power to make The Acolyte the best Star Wars project with Leslie Headland. Now, let's pause right here for a second. Now, the thing about this, I gotta say, the only thing that I get from Kathleen Kennedy feeling sorry, or regretful, or having just deep regret within her, is that it's not her feeling sorry for the fans, it's more so her feeling sorry for the consequences that had been laid upon her by Bob Chapek. Her losing her creative power is exactly why she's sorry. Think about it this way. If she did not lose her creative power, and she were pretty much in the same exact position that she was, and we got to see, what happened with Jon Favrerau's treatment of Luke, I don't think that she would actually have had any kind of regret or feeling of very sorry for the fans, anything like that. None of that would exist. This is all stemming from her having little to no power, and her having power over, literally, just one Star Wars project and one only. So imagine that, going from dozens of projects to having power over one project. I gotta tell you, this really does scream Kathleen Kennedy only being sorry over her losing power, over the fact that she would be feeling very much sorry over the fans. It's really all about her power being lost. That's all it really is, at least in my book. Now, everyone out there has their own opinion over this stance on Kathleen Kennedy, but overall, her losing her creative power is the ultimate task here. That was Bob Chapek's mission. He wanted to make sure that Kathleen Kennedy could not damage Star Wars any further. It's the main reason as to why Rian Johnson's trilogy has been scrambled into 3 separate projects now that are going to be handled differently. It's another reason as to why Rian Johnson's New Universe at the time was canceled by Bob Chapek, because he did not want anything further damaging Star Wars, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. So, like I've said, guys, I think that regardless of what happens with The Acolyte, great things are coming our way. You know, let's not forget that Kenobi, as a TV series, is going to be the show of the century. It really will be. This is going to be a massive event series that is going to be a historic moment in Star Wars. So, like I've said before in the past, guys, you know, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon, we hear them moans again.